As we come inside your 2013 ViewFinder, to the left you'll find your fire extinguisher, and just alongside that you'll find a couple of, actually built into one unit, two different things, your LP gas detector and your CO2 detector. Those are both hardwired in there and are for your safety. Up to the left you'll find your battery disconnect switch. When that switch is pulled out, your battery is engaged, and you would want to have that in the pulled out position for normal usage, which would have your battery included in part of your system and would also then be trickle charging your battery, which would prolong the life of your battery. To disconnect your battery for long-term storage, you would put that in, which would take your battery out of service then. Those little cap lights that were on the front of your unit that we talked about for outside front work lights are controlled here, and for transport you would want to make sure you have those turned off. Your auxiliary cabin lights are actually the lights in your bedroom, your master bedroom. Your other auxiliary cabin lights are your main cabin lights. And your porch light obviously is your outside porch light. Moving on over is your awning control. And right now we have it extended, so we're going to retract that awning. And you'll hear it coming in. When it comes all the way in, you will simply hold that switch down until you hear it snug itself up against the side of your unit, and then release the switch. Nothing to fasten or release to extend it. As it brings itself in, it's ready to transport. Nice feature on your door is also this shade on the window. Additional information here on your main control panel is the upper section where you have your monitoring for the battery, your fresh water, which is full right now, your black water, your auxiliary black water, and your gray black water. I'm sorry, your gray and your auxiliary gray waters. Your water pump, which is your onboard water, and that is your demand water, and you heard that just cycle on. As it built up the pressure in your system, it turns itself off. When you open it or close, when you open a faucet, it would cycle back on. When you close that faucet, it would turn itself back on, bringing that potable water out of your onboard water tank. Whenever you transport your unit, you want to make sure you shut that water pump off so that in the case of a faucet coming open, you do not have water splashing around back here in your unit as you're transporting your unit. To turn the LP gas part of your hot water tank on, you simply turn this LP gas control on here. You notice that DSI fault light turned on. That's because the unit is testing itself, making sure it has propane and making sure it's ready to fire off. And once it has successfully lit itself off, that light will go off, as it just did. It is now heating your water in your hot water tank with the gas part of the burner. Remember to turn the electric part on. I told you we would look inside here and see if you have a separate switch. You do not. So in order to turn that electric part of your hot water heater on, you will have to turn it on outside with that little rocker switch on the unit that you have to then pull that little counter pin out. As we come on around, you have over my head your smoke detector, which is controlled with a 9-volt battery that you will have to periodically replace. Here's your entertainment system, your big screen TV with its own remote, and you will find all of the remotes in your drawers. Your nice electric fireplace here, which can be used on cool mornings or evenings when you want to have heat in the main cabin area here without firing up your LP generated furnace. In order to get the fireplace to work, you turn on the main power control here. After that main power control is turned on, you can use the remote control or the on panel controls here by turning the flame on and then switching the different flame controls, higher or lower lighting, and or turning on the heat controls with the built-in thermostat control. And you actually do get heat out of that also. As well as a little bit of flaking from the manufacturer not having that cleaned completely. Your AM/FM DVD player is down here. DVDs going here. Speaker controls are here. As you come into, overhead is your vent, power vent control. This is one of the vents in your unit that you might want to consider putting a max air vent cover on, which would allow you to vent your unit even when it is raining outside and keep that vent open. In your main or master bedroom, you have your bed with the storage area underneath. Let's back out to the front here and show you that you can turn both the TV and the fireplace around into the bedroom. The TV, there's a little pin that you pull out over here and spin that around. The fireplace, you loosen this and spin it around. Always make sure those are latched securely before you transport your unit. Lights in here in your bedroom area are individually controlled and also controlled by the auxiliary control up here. So if you can't get any of these lights to work, make sure that you check that switch on your master control panel. Nice wardrobe areas on either side of the bed, and then also storage overhead. Your shades on either side with the windows. Always make sure that the doors on either side, the sliding doors, are latched securely before you transport your unit so that they do not cause damage to themselves or to the rest of the unit. As you come on into the main cabin area, you have storage underneath the sofa, and you'll find your air bed located in the box inside here. To activate that air bed, you will take it out of the box, open up your sofa, remove the pillows, and open up the couch into your nice bed. Put the air bed onto the couch area, plug it in, activate it to the inflate position. The air bed would inflate itself. When you get ready to deflate it, turn it to deflate, and it would suck all of the air out of the air bed. To stow this, pull it back up. And while I'm here in this position, I will show you the emergency exit window you have here. Pop these out, push that out. Also, we'll get a picture of where they're on either side of all of the blinds, or I'm sorry, the shades. You have little screws. Bob's showing you there. You can loosen those screws and retension or reposition the strings if you need to retension and reposition those blinds then. Put the pillows back into position, and you have turned the bed back into a sofa. Remember to turn the bed back into the sofa before you get ready to bring this slide back in, or you will cause damage to the slide and to the bed. Also remember to make sure that the TV is returned and that the doors are closed before you bring this slide in. While we're talking about the slide, also remember to make sure that before you open the slide out, that you look outside. If there's a tree branch or a tree or electric or plumbing fixtures out there that the slide would come in contact with, it will cause damage to the slide. So always make sure you check out there and make sure there's nothing in the way out there that will damage the slide. Same thing with your automatic awning. Do not ever extend that awning before you look, and be very careful that that awning is not going to hit a tree or a tree branch. Light controls. Light control for this light is located up underneath the light. To convert your your dinette into a from the table to the bed, lift the table off, take the two pipes out, and put the table down on the rail here and in the back and on the side. Then rear position the upper cushions onto the table to convert it into the dinette bed. Storage on either side, and you can transport the unit in either the bed position or the table position. Switch for these lights are located, the switch is located under here. Back here in your bunkhouse area, individual lights, and you have an air conditioning unit and storage under the bottom bunk. Your air control system is located here. Top control goes to auxiliary and will give you a fan, high, low, or back to auxiliary. You always want to take it back to auxiliary before you scroll down into the air conditioning or furnace part. Air conditioning, temperature controls, furnace, temperature controls. We're going to go back and let the air conditioning cycle on for a minute. Your air conditioning all comes from overhead through this unit. You can, if you want to, open up this port here and dump all of the cool air into here, which comes in very handy when you're cooking. Close this, which sends all of the air out through the vents. You have a filter in here that you would want to change periodically through your camping season. Take that filter out, wash it, dry it, put it back up in there. Remember, you need to have 30 amps of service to run that air conditioner. Your furnace, cold air return is underneath the stove. Your furnace is LP gas generated heat, 12 volt powered fan. Access to your bathroom. Winterized and dewinterized, don't forget the shower. To fill the toilet, push the pedal halfway down, push all the way down to flush. Since we have the pump turned off, you don't have much water pressure. This is where you also put your chemicals to treat your black water tank. GFI breaker, which is where you would reset if need be. Power vent up here, again a good spot that you might want to consider putting a max air vent cover. Light control. Great storage area for your back bunkhouse. Again with the wardrobe. Kitchen storage. Your Dometic refrigerator. Most of us, when we go camping, we plug this in and get it turned on a day or two ahead of time so that it has time to cool itself down. Once your refrigerator is cooled down, then the top part, the freezer part, actually has a vacuum seal built into it, so that when you're bouncing your unit through on bouncy roads, that will help keep this freezer unit door from coming open. So when you push the button in and go to open this top door, a lot of times it will take you anywhere from 5 to 15 seconds before that vacuum seal will release and allow that top door to open. The reason we tell you that is so that you don't just grab it and yank and break that top door handle off. Nice area inside, and you're going to find, you should find 2 of these. I only see one, so we'll locate the second one for you. When you get ready to shut down your unit for storage, you're going to take one of these clips for both doors, put one in each door. Put that clip in there like that. And after you've dried it and sprayed the inside with a good bathroom type cleaner to get rid of any mold or mildew buildup, you clip that door, both the top and the bottom door, for storage to allow air to flow around through there, which then allows that to not have mold and mildew buildup and keep it smelling nice. For normal usage, you're going to want to turn it on and have it go to auto. You notice that that check light came on. If you're going to go to gas, you pop this out, that check light will come on, and as long as that check light goes out, that's telling you that you're in good shape, just like your hot water heater. It's checked itself and it's ready to use gas. For normal usage, you're going to take it back to auto, and it will automatically take itself to electric. which is saving your LP gas when you're plugged in. Now, if I unplug the unit and I'm ready to transport it, it will automatically change itself back to LP gas. For insurance purposes, we here at Holman Motors recommend to you that you turn the refrigerator off for transport. It will keep itself cold for anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. And because there are many states that have an open flame law, and this would be an open flame when it's on gas, and if you pull into a filling station and this were to light itself off and someone is filling up a gas vehicle next to you, you could have a problem with the gas vapors coming over to the open flame. For those two reasons, we recommend that you turn this unit off for transport. And we're going to go ahead and do that for you in order to send it to you, and we will find out where that second clip is for you and make sure both those clips are in there. Below your refrigerator, you have your main power control area, your 110 breakers, which could work just like your ones at home, and your 15 amp fuses. Your 15 amp fuses, if you have a fuse go out, one of these little red LED lights will glow, telling you which fuse to replace. One of your breakers breaks and flips open, you simply reset it, and you're back in business then. You will notice that you will hear the sound of a motor or a fan running. That's perfectly normal. Anytime you're using anything in your unit that's 12 volts, such as your lights, etc., then the inverter section is working down here, converting that 110 power coming in electric to 12 volts. That fan is running to cool that, and that will be operating anytime you're using part of that system. That's perfectly normal that you will hear that. Your cooktop is an LP cooktop. To light that off, you will use either your flame lighter or your spark igniter. Your spark igniter works very well most of the time, and it will light up any of your burners. If you have air in your lines, you may need to use your flame igniter to light off the burners. To light off the oven, you first light the pilot light by pushing the pilot light to on. Going up inside here, there's a little silver fixture, and just to the front of that silver fixture right here, there's a brass fixture, and that's where you hold the flame in front of. And once you see the blue flame, then you have successfully lit off the pilot light. Give that about 5 seconds to heat that pilot light up. Then release the pilot light on button. If that flame stays on, you've successfully lit it. If it does not, you have to relight it. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries to get that to light off. There we go. Once it's lit off successfully, then you turn it to whatever temperature you want. Heating element area down here, cooking area up here. We here at Holman Motors recommend that when you're not using your oven, that you go ahead and shut it down for safety purposes. Again, your vent fan is up here, and your overhead cooktop light. Nice microwave. Good spot to store bread to help keep that glass tray turntable from bouncing around. I believe we have covered everything inside your 2013 unit. Thank you again on behalf of Holman Motors, all of us here, for making your purchase from us. Inside your startup kit that you'll find here, you'll find some additional items. One additional thing is a catalog from us, where you'll find lots of other items that you might need to enhance your camping experience. In addition on that, you will find the service department cards with phone numbers. Give us a call if you have additional questions, and if you find some things that we did not cover in our walkthrough, make sure you call us and we'll be happy to go back over those for you. Again, on behalf of Holman Motors, thank you and happy camping.